Now we're at example 14 from the 0.2 number 2 set of notes. We're asked to graph this rational function, and right away we notice that the top in fact is a quadratic, the bottom is just a linear. And just kind of moving forward with things, we typically like to start out by factoring what we can. So when we do that, we end up with x minus 5 times x plus 2 on top. On the bottom, we see that we just have that x plus 2 that can't be factored. Now, the reason why we would do that is when we're just looking at our wholes, this x plus 2 actually ends up dropping out and thus creating that hole. So for a VA, since there's nothing left over, when we set not equal to 0, that bottom, since there's nothing left over, there actually won't be a VA here. In terms of our holes, that x plus 2, that did cancel out, ended up setting that not equal to 0. That's what we're going to go ahead and do. And thus is our hole. Now we go ahead and just solve for this. We end up then with just x is not equal to negative 2. So we found the specific x value for our hole. Now we just have to find the y. To find the y, all we have to do is take our x value that we just found, which is negative 2, and throw him in anywhere that there is an x inside of our new simplified function. So we have y is equal to this x minus 5, and we're just going to replace this x for negative 2. So y is equal to negative 2 minus 5. And so we should see the y value coming out to be negative 7. So then there's a hole at negative 2 comma negative 7. At this point, when we're looking at things like our horizontal asymptote, this actually won't have one just simply because of our degree being larger on top than it is the bottom. Now for our hole, we have one at negative 2, negative 7, which is right there. And then we have our graph, our function, this pretty much what's simplified to be left over, this y is equal to x minus 5. So we have a y-intercept of negative 5. Slope is 1. So we should see, and then it skips through that hole. So you should see an image that looks something like that. So again, that is example 14 from the 0.2 number 2 set of notes.